Oh, good morning. It's January 17th here in Michigan. It's a balmy 23 degrees. Today we're going to talk a little bit about sledgehammer training. I got a message from a friend in Leander, Texas. She was asking me to explain the sledgehammer training routine in a little bit better detail. She's using it to incorporate it into her other workout regimens and stuff. So I agreed to go ahead and do this. A couple things I want to talk about first. You know, selection of hammer. I get asked a lot of questions. What kind of hammer should you get? Doesn't really matter. You know, every hardware store is going to have an 8-pound hammer in it. Most hardware stores will carry them up to 16 pounds. If you want to get a specialty hammer, you know, that goes up to like 33 or 40 pounds, you're going to have to special order those. You get a lot more money, but you know, for under 20 bucks, you can get yourself a good quality hammer with a nice hickory handle on it, and it'll last you a lifetime. You don't really have to go out and buy heavier hammers to get the most out of your training. You can just change the way you work out. Another thing I want to talk about is gloves. You know, that's optional. If you want to use gloves, great. If not, that's great too. I've used these for years, sledgehammer training. I've actually worn fingertips on these training, so sometimes I use them, sometimes I don't. It just varies. That's your choice. What I like about sledgehammer training is you don't have to wear special equipment. Excuse me. Go get that ball. Is you don't have to wear special equipment or you know, like shoes or anything like that. Basically, regular clothing works just fine. It's simple, it's cheap, but yet very effective. You can use it as a standalone workout routine, but it's also a great supplement to what you're already doing, whether it be powerlifting, bodybuilding, mixed martial arts, or any other stuff. So a lot of those guys do it. So without further ado, I'm going to get right into the warm-up steps. First thing I'd like to do, let's get rid of you. I'm going to start with, whenever I have somebody warm up, which is very important, it's the most important thing you're going to do during this whole thing, is I always teach people to train working from the ground up when doing this. The reason being is that it prevents you from injuring yourself. So what I like to do is I'll start out with the golf swing first. Now when we're doing this, I'd like to also mention breathing. When you're bringing the hammer up, you're exhaling. You come down, you inhale, so it's like this. Now when I do this, just like a golfer, I'm rotating my whole body. A lot of people teach people to do it like this and keep your feet planted straight, but that's not natural for people to do. Use your body to, you know, to put some force in behind it. So you can do it as many as you want to the right, and then you just switch to the left. You know, usually I'll start people out with 10 each direction. It's not a big deal. Tailor it to you know, what works for you. You know, your level of fitness is going to dictate what you do. So that covers the golf swing. Next thing I want to talk about is just the wood chops. What I like about this is you get a good core rotation workout. It really works the abs. Okay, and it's good for your spine too, stretching it out. And then get the most out of this. You start out, I'd recommend until you get used to it, start with a wider grip. Then as you get more accustomed to it, you can go in with a tighter grip. And the thing I want to emphasize on this is when you're doing this, is when you're swinging it, is the nice benefit you get is the braking action is where you stop it. You're putting the brakes on. So you're actually going to feel it in your shoulders. You can go lower if you have to, or go higher. You know, I have longer arms, so I have a tendency to go a little bit higher than most people. But if you got shorter arms, lower is good too. And you just do that. You can do 10 to the left, 10 to the right each way. Next exercise, this is what I call over-unders. This really works with your hand-eye coordination, and it loosens up your wrist. And basically what you're going to do, you're going to take the hammer, get a little bit of a swing going. You're going to take it, and you're just going to catch it mid-air. Okay? This hammer is very cold and very dry right now, so it's slipping out of my hands, but gloves aren't working out. But believe it or not, doing this right now, my hands aren't cold. So you can do 10 each way. This loosens up your rotator cuffs. wrist and just swing it around. Now if you're first starting out, start higher up. You do it like this. You'll have more control over it. Okay? As you get a little bit more comfortable with it, just take it, roll it around. Okay, next exercise we're going to do is 360s. This is just basically, it mimics the mace bell exercise of 360. The only difference is you got a shorter handle, but it still has the same effect. You're just going to take it, you're going to take the hammer, lift it up, let it fall back, and pull it into place, okay? Now I see a lot of mace bellers, they do this, okay? By the nature of the weight, because it's so heavy, they have to, and plus it's very imbalanced. But with this hammer, I'd recommend that you do it in a controlled fashion. And you bring it into place like this. Okay. So you go 10 one way, 10 the other. Breathing. I'm inhaling as the hammer goes back, and I exhale as it comes up. Then what you want to do is switch your grip and go the other way. Go do your 10 the other way. Okay, once you do that, depending on how you feel, you might want to rest a few seconds or whatever, catch your breath, but because of the sake of this video, I'm going to go right straight into the workout itself. I've got me a armored vehicle tractor right here. You can get tires anywhere, basically for free. Tire dealers, they'll let you take their throwaways for free because they don't have to pay to dispose it. You know, the bigger the tire you can get, the better, obviously, because you can do more stuff with it. But if you can only get a small light truck tire, hey, it's better than nothing. Some people pound the ground or wood tree stumps, which is okay, but if you're new to it, I don't recommend it because it's going to put a lot of shock on your wrist, and then you're going to suffer some discomfort for it. So, you can do this a lot of different ways, but what I always recommend when people are first starting out, I see a lot of guys at the gym, they have a tire sledgehammer there, and they'll come in and they'll just start wheeling the tire way out of control fast, like they're just going crazy at it. That's all fine and well. But when first starting out, I always recommend that people do it in a controlled fashion at first. Just get the feel for it. I get a lot of questions, is the tire going to bounce back and hit you in the face? No, it will not. Watch. That's as high as it's going to bounce. If I hit it real hard, it only goes up about 36 inches at the most. Okay? Not a big deal. So you take it, you just work it, just get a rhythm going, a cadence. You know, get the feel for it. A lot of people bend over and do it like this. I don't recommend that. You can strain your back. You know, put a little bit of bend in your knees. Inhale, exhale. Then, switch hands, go to the other side. Do as many as you can do it. I always start off with 10 efforts. And then another thing you can do to augment this is when you start stepping into it. Once you get a little bit more better, you want to put more a little bit of ferocity or intensity into the swing. Just take it, step in, back, step in. Change grip. And then, that's basically it. Another fun exercise to do is to really develop your abs. So what I like to do is I like to take my hand and I come up and I just hit it. And lean back. You do it, 10 to one side, 10 to the other. Of course, a bigger tire is going to work better for you in this scenario. But what that will do is develop your abs, your hip flexors. And and obviously your wrist. But that's just a couple of exercises to start with. If you want to do beat on something using sideward motion, just take it tighter. Prop it up against something. I just put it up against this old shed. And I've got some logs here to chalk it off so it doesn't roll on me. Same thing. This will really toughen up your core. The other way. Push you. Good boy. Expect distractions when you're working out in your backyard, kids, dogs, stuff like that. My guidance is just go with it, suck it up, and do it. The weather's nasty out here today. It's very windy, very cold. But if you wait for the right circumstances to train, you'll never get it done. So just dig in and go do it. Thanks for watching. Good luck to you, and have some fun. Thanks.